Hello engineers and welcome back to another episode of Automated, our factory puzzle game where we're trying to get 5 stars on every level. We're up to World 4, Level 5, Ice Cold Refreshments. Let's get into it. There's only 4 people on the leaderboard, so if you guys haven't checked out this game yet, I highly recommend it. Go pick it up on Steam and join me. So we're trying to make 50 bottled filtered water and 50 water filtration devices, and we have 2 minutes 15 seconds to do it. So we want to produce around 60 per minute, and this is indeed producing at 60 per minute. So we just need 1 storage packing, and let's check out the crazy production chain required to make this. It looks massive, but don't be intimidated because the 2 things we need to make, one of them is just this. So if we just make this at double speed, we can pump half of it into the output and pump the other half into making bottled filtered water. Now, I've done a little bit of calculating, and the challenge of this is the aluminum. So if we use the simplest recipes to make all of this stuff, which there's always a liquid version of this that uses less aluminum, but if we use all of the aluminum and get rid of all the liquid bits, we need a lot of aluminum. This is the recipe for it. So we need to make these solar cells here, and we also need to make the solar cells down here for this thing. So these solar cells need to be made twice, and again, we can pick the easiest way to make this. And I did a lot of maths to figure out the aluminum. Now, we need exactly 1920 aluminum for it, and look what the game's given us onto this platform. Exactly 1920 aluminum. But we have to split it into all the different bits that we need. So we need to cut things into ingots, bars, and profiles. So this top bit we can use to make all the profiles and some of the ingots. So we're gonna split this accordingly. Let's see how we can do that. So a profile is made in, let me find it, a cutter. So to make all the profiles that we need to sort of split this like this, and we can't do anything off the end of this because the volumes that we need, they can't fit onto a belt. So if I put all my cutters here, overclock them, that gets us 480 aluminum profiles. Let's confirm that's all we need. So here in our advanced cutter, we need 120 times 2, that's 240. And then what else do we need profiles for? This process over here. So we need to make 2 of this. So this is 120 to make 1, 240 to overclock, and then 480. So yeah, we need 240 for the base processes, 360 to make a third one of that. So 720. And are we making 720 here? No. Yes, because we need to make more aluminum profiles using the aluminum over here. The other side of things need to make, let me think about this. We need to make more profiles on this side as well, but this side we need to make the aluminum ingot, which is just a furnace. So if we chuck a furnace on the end of here, that makes our ingot, and we should be able to overclock this. And just to confirm that I've used up every single bit of this, I'm just going to put another splitter over here. And see, this works. And even if I put just like one more thing over here, apparently this is still okay. So I've done my maths wrong. Yeah, no, my maths is correct because we need 2 furnaces to do this, to get our 240 aluminum ingot. And then we can verify that this is taxing the whole thing by just chucking an extra furnace over here. And we can see as soon as we put that extra furnace, we don't have enough aluminum anymore. So this is what we need. Probably not the way I'm doing it though. I'm gonna put my 2 furnaces maybe over here. Great, so that's all done. Now we need to cut more profiles, half of this, so one of these. We probably need to split this into 3 because we need more. We need to cut the bars. The bars need to be cut in a press. So one press makes 120. We can overclock that to 240, but we need 2 presses worth. So we can do something like this and that, and then bring it out this way. So that's 2 bars of 240 in the press. Could probably do that a little better. If you're enjoying the video and you want to support Data Engineer Plays, don't forget to leave a like and hit that subscribe button. And if you have any feedback or suggestions, feel free to share them in the comment section. And now we just need to cut more profiles. We basically just need this. This needs to attach straight on because there's no belt that can carry the volume that I need. Now I've got 240, 480, plus another 240 over here profiles. This is all the aluminum I need for my entire process. And theoretically, if I put just like a cutter here, it should just not work anymore. Yeah. So this is pretty much all of the stuff that I need. Now, how can we turn this into the actual items that we need? Let's see what makes sense. So we've got all our materials, but we do need to process them into things. So maybe this will be the easiest one. Bars plus this into a dissolution chamber. So 60, 60 into each dissolution chamber. Let's chuck down 2. So we've got the bars like right here. Maybe we can just do it here. Looks a bit tight. One of the bars can just go straight in. The other bar will have to go something like this for now. And we'll just get a belt going across here. So now that's getting bars and ingots. That's all done. The next thing that needs to be done is this advanced cutter. That needs profiles and this into one advanced cutter. So I would like to do that here. Like that. Or upgrade this belt. Then we need to chuck the profiles in too. Something like this. And this. Does this not like that because there's a little thing over here? Okay. In that case, we'll do something like this. And bring that in like that. That needs to be upgraded. So that gets our frames out. Sure. That gets our bars and things out for the dissolution chamber. And now we just need to deal with this. And this stuff will go into a welder. 2 welders. So one of them can go like this. Just upgrade this for simplicity. And the other one can go like this. And then whatever else goes in the welder will come from the other side of the weld. So we can do something like this. And then we can just put a belt over there. So we'll make this thing now. We're going to make it out of the oil, obviously. The oil's down here. But this thing is made in 2 dissolution chambers. So let's just get 2 dissolution chambers down here. Like here and here. We can put that in here. That's that material, the silicon. And now we just need to get the oil in, which needs a distillation column. So we'll just chuck one anywhere. We'll even use our quantum pipe teleporter to get this out. So we need the liquid from the purple bit. Cut that. Chuck that onto a network. Copy that. Chuck that back here somewhere. Like that. Get some pipes in. In like that. Tell this we want outputting on the purple to be heavy oil. And that gets us this, but we want to overclock this to 120. That gets a belt of 240, which we need to put onto here. So if we grab a belt, I'm going to shove it back this way. And then we're going to bring it up like that. We'll upgrade this part. Upgrade this thing. And then we'll bring that over to this side somewhere. and into a lift. So like this. Bring that back down. Bring this in. Upgrade all of this. Flip that maybe. And what are you missing? You got the profiles, but you don't have this thing. Because we need a belt here. Needs to be upgraded. And there is our solar panels at 120, 120. We needed 2 sets of them. And now we're just missing this part. So we need the liquid. The liquid is this chloride biofluxed, but is that being used somewhere else? So we need to make this liquid anyway, so we might as well set this up again. So let's get our salt water going. So the water's over here. I might just take this thing. We'll move it around a bit. And the water can go into here. And we'll configure both of these to be input. Now our little thing has water. We can output that there. Just trying to figure out a better place to put this now. If I put this here, and then I configure my blue thing to be output, and we get that to output heavy oil. Why do you not like heavy oil? Because I've cut this. So now that's getting heavy oil out, but we want the heavy oil out coming out the blue port. And we want water coming out this port. Now our water and salt are quite close to each other. Do I want my dissolution chambers up here? Let's just try doing it up here. So we just have to bring this over, across, and then bring this up to meet it. There's our salt water. Do I want to do my entire process up here? Maybe. Remember, this process is quite massive, so we gotta make sure we have enough space for it. We need a biofluxer immediately. So we chuck our biofluxer like this. That gets us our liquid bits. Then we need to chemically infuse that with more water stuff. So we could probably do it back here somewhere. But for now, we just need to bioflux the chloride. So we'll chuck another biofluxer, say here. And then we'll line up this. And that gets us the liquid that we need for this process. So let's see if there's enough space for a pipe to come out here, which it looks like it's okay. So we'll bring that in. And we will verify whether this is indeed getting the correct thing. Hey. What happened to this? There. And then that should go into there. Now, these should be able to be overclocked to get our 240 coding things. And in theory, that should be everything we need. Let's verify. So we've got 2 belts of this 120. Indeed, we do. Over here, we need this at 120, which we have over here. And then we need 2 of these solar panels, 1 at 120 for that, and then 1 down here at 120 for that. So we've got everything that we need. Now let's try to piece some stuff together. So one of these, and one of these piece together in a manufacturer to make the advanced solar module. So let's chuck a manufacturer somewhere. I would like to put it here, but I don't think that's good enough. Because what's the third component of this? The coding is here. This thing is here, and the last component is back there. So what if we turned it like this? That way we can do something like that. That can come out like that. If we just upgrade this part of the belt, we should be sweet on that. And then we can walk this over for now, that we don't have to use any lifts. Like that. And we can adjust that accordingly later. And this should be overclockable to 120, which is the first component we need for our water filtration device done. which is great. So that's all this section sorted. We can collapse this. We don't need to look at it anymore. The second part of this thing is just glass, which is easy. And we have to make this. And we've already made this solar panel thing. So we need to make this, which requires to furnace some plastic at 120, which is 2 furnaces. Let's find the plastic and let's stick 2 furnaces there. There it is. So there's our 240 plastic that we need. The other thing is just heavy oil, which is around here somewhere. Isn't this just heavy oil? Then we need the solar cells. So would it make sense to bring the solar cells over? Oh, if only I could cut through here. That would be amazing. We could move this out 1 more tile. Like that. Then the gas pipe can go over here before it goes down, allowing this thing to go through. And now that thing can come all the way through somewhere, doesn't matter where for now. And now all 3 of these materials that we need are right here. It can go into a dissolution chamber. We just need 1 dissolution chamber. This can go in like that. We need a lift for something, so we might want to move it 1 further out. Do we even need to do that? I don't even think we need to move it 1 further out, honestly. We can just put it here. We can put our lift here. Get that into the lift. Cut this pipe. And then we should be able to get that in there. Doesn't like that. Ah, because this thing is in the way. Cut the water pipe like this. Now it goes in. Now the only thing that it's missing is the oil, and if we can weave a pipe somewhere along here, like this, and then down, and then into the oil. Does that give me what I want? And I can overclock this, and that doesn't give me enough of that because this is not upgraded. But with that upgraded, we've got our 120 solar panels as well. That needs to go into a manufacturer with the concrete and the glass. Now, is concrete just something that's given? Yes. And is the glass just something that's given? Yes. So it makes sense for the manufacturer to be somewhere central to all 3 of these things. So maybe like, let's just put it here for now. That way we can get the thing in here. Like that. Now we just need the glass and the concrete in here. So the glass just goes straight in. We need a lift of some sort to be at the right level. Then that can go in like that. And the concrete we can drag this way, a little bit out of the way, and get a lift going, say like this. So we'll get concrete going in here, through here, and out this way. Doesn't like that, so we'll do it this way. Can we overclock this? Yes, but we're missing the glass because the glass needs to be transported a lot faster. And there's our 120 of the bucket. Oh, and then we need more glass. Do we have enough glass? So this bucket plus these need to go into a manufacturer. So say like here, it needs more glass. So glass makes bucket, glass makes this. We should have enough glass, but we need to transport it on a separate belt, which is fine. So this 120 needs to come down. And if we move this across one more, that gives it another path to come down. Oh my god, I keep having to shift this out. Shift it out one more. Bring that down. And now this thing can go out this way. It needs to go into this manufacturer over here. Like that. Where's my final output? Now is something I also need to be concerned about. I don't see my receiver. It's all the way down here. Okay. In which case, that's fine, I guess. We might want to turn some of this stuff. Yeah, I think we need to turn some of this stuff. So this one would be best served, say, here. Then we want to go this still. But the glass can go, say, here. Like this. And then in. Now my second manufacturer. Let's just put it here for now. Because we want to face it towards the receiver, right? We're going to do more stuff to it. So we want one input there. Another input from here. And hopefully this can now still go in. Like that. So that's got two of the inputs it needs. And then it just needs more glass. But we need it on a separate belt because the glass doesn't... we don't have enough speed to transport that much glass. So let's chuck it like that. We'll get a splitter in here. And this can be a rank 1 belt. It doesn't like that. Can we go a little bit over and out of the way? Then that can go in like that and that. There's our 60 per minute of our filtered water, which is one of the things we need to deliver. And we can overclock that, and it should overclock to 120 with no problem. So that's all of this part sorted. So we can collapse all of that. We don't care about that anymore. That filtered water needs to be mixed with this liquid hydrogen chloride in a dissolution chamber to make melted water. So whatever comes out of here needs to be split, because half of it needs to go this way, or we can split it somewhere else. You can just split it here. Then into a dissolution chamber you go, because that 60 needs to mix with liquid hydrogen chloride, which hopefully I can have enough space to deal with over here. Because we built our chemical infuser, but before we go into the chemical infuser, we also need to bioflux the other water. So let's chuck a biofluxer here. Put the water in. Like that. Then we need to get the hydrogen, which is the blue one, or the red one. With this liquid chloride, I believe it is, into here. And the hydrogen needs to go into here. Like that. That gets me my that, and then we need to biofluxer this. Does this go directly on? Yeah, it does. Great. Now I just need to bring that into the dissolution chamber, and we can just draw a belt for now. We'll go along the outside so it doesn't impact anything. And we'll go over, and then we'll just bring this down. Later on, we can think about whether we want this to be done via a quantum teleporter or not, but for now this is fine. So that gets our melted water, water, this, and both these things out of the water biofluxer need to be placed together into this filtered water, which then just needs to be packaged. And we still have to make this packaging. Let's make this packaging first, because that involves some of the stuff from down here. Did I cover my iron? No. Because we need to... There's no way about this. Either we use an advanced furnace to make this. How much packaging do we need? To make packaged water, we only need to make 60 per minute. One of these advanced furnaces only makes 30. So we need 2 advanced furnaces worth. Which means we just need one of these. Which means we need to do this. Alright, where's my wood? Wood's over here. So let's just see where this process goes, and then we can optimize down the track. So one furnace gets me the 60 coal I need. Then we need to mix that with 120 iron, like straight up in a welder. So can this go like a little bit cleaner? Like this. Then maybe I can chuck my welder like right here. If I put my welder right here, the output of the welder nothing can be done to the output of the welder. In which case, wouldn't it be better to weld it somewhere here? Oh, it's so tight over here. But essentially, we want that. So we will want something like this and bring the iron up to the welder. Like that. And then we need to bring this into the welder as well. That makes the thing that we need. However, we need to then furnace this. So I'd like this to be a little bit further back. That should still be okay. No, it doesn't like that. That's okay. So now we can fit a furnace here. And the output of that furnace needs to be placed in an advanced furnace with oil. Oh, it doesn't like this anymore. Why can't it put the thing anywhere else? This is a little bit annoying. Is there a better way to do this? Or a better spot to do this, I should say. This can't be that hard, surely. But we do need 2 advanced furnaces at some point. And then that just goes into a store packer. Maybe we should work backwards. Let's put our store packer on the output, on the final output. Into our store packer is just a liquid, which is fine. We'll do that on the other side. But it's 2 advanced furnaces worth of stuff. Which isn't particularly easy to place. We'd want them like, say, here and here. And then that goes into there. Into my advanced furnaces, I need a dissolution chamber's worth of this and these 60 things, which is a furnace worth. So if I put a splitter here, can I put my furnace here? And into the furnace goes the steel. The steel comes out of a welder. So ideally, we'd love to put a welder down here. Where is this happy to go in from? It was happy to do this. So it's happy to do that. But that intercepts the welder. Is there another direction we can take this? We can take it through here. And then maybe it'll be happy. Let's try that. Can we go to here? Will it let me go here and here? But that still intercepts where my welder wants to come down. But we'll see. So now we can cut this. cut that, and that goes in here like this. That still gets me everything. Now I can put my welder all the way on the edge here. And that fits a lift right here. But it cuts this, but we can go around, right? Or we can go one higher. Neither of that matters a lot. So no welder, none of this. Just the coal. That's all we need. Into here. Well, since we're in no rush, what we can do is bring this up. Bring this up to meet it. And then that should go there. Now we've got our iron out at 60. We can put it into the furnace. So we want it to come out this way. Travel down at some point. Like that. And then into the furnace. You can go around the back. Like that. This water pipe needs to maybe go up a little bit. And then back down. Giving room for this thing to go into the furnace. Now this thing is getting its one input and the other one is a dissolution chamber. So ideally we'd like it right here if we can fit it anywhere. If we move this pipe this way, does it fit here? Should be able to make this work, but we need to split the output, one going into here and the other one going into there somehow. So if we move that, we can lift this and lift this. And then that should be able to go into here. Now we just need to get the oil in, which we did give a pipe for, right? Yeah. So if we get the oil out this way around the back. Nope, doesn't want to go around the back. Up we go then. And along here and along here. That gets our 60 and then our 30, which is the 60 packages that we need to make this. Now we just need the water. So this is now getting its 60 packages, which is perfect. But this thing is blocking the input of this. Ew, yuck. Can it go here? This stone is just so annoying. We can go high. We could just clear the stone. Yeah, let's just clear the stone for now. We'll go super high. Like that. That clears everything and it goes straight in. That way it's out of the way of our input for this final thing. We're close. We just need to make the liquid part of this, which is the filtered water. Now, a lot of our stuff is already here. We just need to put it into a chemical infuser, and we obviously can't fit the chemical infuser anywhere. So I'm going to try to fit it over here. Now, we need the water, the stuff from the water biofluxer. We do need to flip this then. Because we need that there, and that to be cleared. Get that going in here. Because we need both of these outputs. So one of them needs to come around here. And the other one needs to maybe be above it. And we'll just follow the track and then go down. There's our two gas inputs. Our liquid input is just water. And water is just this pipe over here. Now I can't see anything. Because I'm trying to figure out whether we should go down, up, or which way. So the water's coming out of here. Oops. So we can get it going this way. And then like down to the floor. And then out and around and up. So there's the water. That's 3 inputs down. And we just need to get this thing is the final input. So where can this come up? We'll just get it to clear everything. For now. And then we'll bring it up and over and around. So bring it there. And then we'll go down. And And then we'll bring that out and around. This thing is still not getting something. I think I deleted a pipe of some sort. There we go. Now we've got our filtered water. Our filtered water just needs to go into here. So we'll just do it any which way. Bring that up into the sky. And that gets us our bottled water. Now we still haven't delivered this. But that should be able to be delivered from any which way, right? We just need a lift of some sort. Like that. If we lift it. And put that there and match that lift. Is this a clear path? It is not. Is it intercepting with something, or does it just need a thing? It's fine. There we go. This says it's not happy. But it should be okay. Theoretically, that should deliver everything. Let's see if this system even works. It's pretty crazy. We've got a lot of room left to play with. It's not the most efficient thing in the world, but maybe it'll get us a solution. And that's always a good starting point. Definitely works, but we didn't do it under power. Okay, that's not a problem. How much power did we use? 3, 2, oh, okay. We did it, okay, so the speed being good is great. Now we just got to get the power right. Now, where can we cut a lot of power? Well, we've got a bunch of pipes over here. This pipe being super long, let's have a look. 951, 1074. Can we centralize our liquid transport things? Well, I can see immediate benefit by moving this over to the other side. So I'm gonna just delete this. And then we're just gonna get rid of some of these pipes so that we don't confuse ourselves. Get rid of that one. This pipe is super long because it's taking it from this thing. So it makes no sense for these two things to be here. I'm gonna cut that, I'm gonna cut that. I'm going to move this over to this side. I'm going to cut this pipe too. Oops, I don't want to cut all of this pipe. I just want to cut this part of this pipe. And if we move this over to this side, I think life will be a lot better. Like this. Now, both of these gases need to come to this side. I can cut most of this pipe too. We can cut this gas pipe. Now, why did we bioflux this here as well? Because can't this be done up here too? We only need this over here, but this can also be done up here. Like that. So if we bring the water into here, that gets our two gases. One of our gases needs to go into here. No, two of our gases needs to go into here. I'm gonna flip this. So here's one of our gases. Our other gas comes from here. So we can bring that around this side and down and then into here. It would be better to do it this way. Like that. Cut this gas pipe. Bring the water all the way over. and then up here. That way this gas pipe can just go along here and up along here and then straight into there. That gets me this liquid. Now this liquid needs to go into here, which conveniently now is a lot closer. Now this gas needs to go into here, like this. And this gas also needs to go into here. Like that. This thing needs water, and our closest water pipe is over here. So we'd bring the water like here. Just seeing if we can fit 2 water pipes out here. If we move this out 1 more tile, that doesn't affect too much. Bring that over here. Now we can bring the water. And we need to bring this. So we brought this one over like this. Maybe 1 more tile out. Then we can bring the water from above and down here and into here. There's our purified water, and our purified water now is a lot closer to where it needs to be, which is here somewhere, like that. So that's still the same, but now our power is a lot better. A lot better, not perfect. Let's cut some more random stuff. Now, the quantum teleporter that we put in here, is that necessary? Because it's teleporting 2 things. Yes, it is definitely necessary. Or is it? Because all it's doing is teleporting 1 liquid up here, right? No, it's doing 2 things, so that's okay. What else can we cut? We're really, really close. We're literally 29 power out. Well, there's random gas pipes just here. Now we're 17 power out. Let's look for other optimizations elsewhere. Can this belt be brought around the other way? Apparently it can't be brought around this way. Can we bring the belt over here? And then in here? That helps a little bit. If we can detangle this belt... Oh, we're 1 power short now. What the heck? There's got to be one simple... I swear there's like an extra water pipe somewhere that we can just get rid of. Like here. There we go. Now we're just under the power. Oh man, that was terrible. Speed wise, nothing should have changed. And we're just under the power limit, and that should get us there. These levels are definitely getting much more challenging nowadays. But we're getting more intuitive at this. As you can see, we're like very close on our first iteration of the solution. And that is our 5 stars, putting us at number 3 for time, number 4 for space, number 3 for space, and number 4 for power. People have done it in 2700, so I've definitely not done the most efficient thing in the world. Here's another 5-star solution. They didn't even use this top section at all. I feel like they're using completely different recipes. They've still got the same tangled mess that we have over here. They've managed to squeeze in their dissolution chambers down here. And yeah, they don't have 2 advanced thingies. They just have 1 overclocked advanced. Wait, am I an idiot? I could have just overclocked 1 of these. Why did I need 2 of these? But that does save more power having 2 of these instead of 1 overclocked one. Yes, we could have just overclocked 1 and then detangled all of this. Oh god, silly. I must have just gone insane at some point and just, yeah, we only needed 1 of this. But otherwise, the solution is pretty straightforward. The key to this solution is sorting out your aluminum early. So if we re-expand this, all of your aluminum processing needs to be done sort of together in 1 batch, all of this stuff. And it's giving you exactly enough aluminum to do that. So you just need to split your aluminum here very cleverly and carefully, and you should be able to get a nice tight solution to produce all of the intermediary components you need for the rest of the process. The water process is all very straightforward and pretty easy. But yeah, you can definitely condense this solution a lot more, but we'll leave it here. On to the next one.